I made $10,000 today trading. Here is my full breakdown. All right, so here's the chart of gold. I'm going to back this up. This is the result of the trade right here. I entered around 40, let me see, 4,147. So let's go ahead and delete everything. We're going to go back and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. Now, for some of you guys know, I scalp, but I do most of my trading swing trader. Okay, so I transitioned from a swing trader to a day trader, but I still scalp when the market is acting a little bit funny, right? So for you guys who are trying to understand how you can make $10,000 as well, and or 10x your trading account, this is how you will do it. Okay, so overall, the bigger picture, you see that gold is trending up. Okay, so we know starting out on this Wednesday that gold is trending up, right? We were met with some resistance. So even though this line is right here, I want you guys to see it more clearly. We were met with resistance right here. So if we can transition back to the 1 hour time frame, I'm going to break down to you what you could do for yourself if you was to enter into this trade. Okay, so number one, I was in an early trade right here. I took some buys and I cashed out right there. Right now, of course, the reason why I cashed out because we were met with resistance right here, and this is where I necessarily wanted to take the buy if it breaks above or if it comes right back down. Now, of course, if you understand trading gold, gold is not just a simple pair to trade. Of course, you actually want to take the time to do your thorough analysis and make sure that you are buying the trend, not going against it. And if you do, it's probably best that you scalp the trend. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this replay. All right, I was waiting for the bulls above. Okay, now this was during the Asian session. We were met with resistance, right? And then during the time I was asleep, this actually came down to my zone to buy again. Now, of course, I was asleep around this time, so when I woke up, the market was just dancing around. All right, it was just dancing around, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I guess we're not getting any trades today. So what I did is on the 4 hour time frame, I set an alert right here. I wanted the alert to trigger. Once the alert triggers, I'm going back on my phone and I'm entering this trade, right? Okay, so let's look at it. So the market bulled out of here right here. This is where I'm like, okay, soon as it bulled out, I wanted to pass these highs just a little bit, just because of the simple fact that I don't want to get caught in a false breakout. All right, soon as it passed these highs, I immediately entered my buy. All right, now some of you guys are wondering, where is your stop loss? Okay, so where I put my stop loss was right underneath the safest place. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, of course, you can see there is a demand down here, right? That's pretty safe. So this is where I put my this is where you could put your stop loss if you want to. But if that's way too big for you, what I ended up doing is I went on a 5-minute time frame. Now I enter most of my trades off the 5-minute time frame, right? And since I entered here, let's see here, 1 second. And since I entered here, see if I can get a little closer for you guys. I placed my stop loss right underneath these latest demand zone. Now, what I could have done is ask the market, and let's just go ahead and go step by step by this, okay? And my take profit was at 4,200. Now, some of you guys are right, okay, why 4,200, right? All right, and I'll get to that in a second. All right, so if you guys notice that though I entered right here, my stop loss was right here. Okay, on a 100K account, guys, I trade a prop firm and I also trade a live account. Right, on my live account, I risk just about the same amount of risk that I do on my prop firm account. Now, though my live account is a little bit, tiny bit more smaller than my prop firm account, well, much larger, smaller, of course. On a 100K account, I am making sure that I'm minimizing my risk as small as possible so I can make the most as possible, especially when I'm swinging this trade, right? So I placed my stop loss right underneath this zone. Why? This was the latest zone that it pushed out to. Okay, so even if it was to come back down, I would at least expect it to retest here, not bypass this area right here, and to head back up, right? But gold did not do that. So what I'm going to say to you is I'm gonna give you a trick. I twin positioned this position, excuse me. I twin positioned this trade, and what I ended up doing is instead of just leaving one as a one-on-one and then leaving the other one as a runner, I said let's just twin position this trade and just leave it running, both of it. Let's go all in, right? What can we lose, right? So if you want to scale your risk, right, meaning like the more you go up, the more your stop loss go up, we call it trailing stop. You see how the market comes and creates this higher low and then is going up. What you could do is you could bring your stop loss, for example, let's just say your stop loss was right here, right? You can bring your stop loss right underneath this area and then have it keep going. And then the more higher it goes, the more you trail your stop loss, right? But I did not do that because usually or sometimes gold would shoot up and then come immediately back down and stop you out way too early. So I'm just saying, if you want to minimize your risk and just continuously get the gains, excuse me, that's the way to do it. Now, why 4,200? So if you go in the 4-hour time frame, right? I was looking at my take profit at the 4-hour time frame. The 4,200, number one, is a whole number. Usually when the market surpasses from the halfway point, it's usually going to the next whole number, right? So for example, if it surpasses 4,000 and it's continuously going past 4,000, usually it's going to 4,050. Okay, if it's surpassing 4,050 or 4,040, usually is and it's not met with resistance and it continues to shoot up, usually it's going to 4,200. There's a thing about whole numbers that you can go look at in Forex if you want to. Just type it in on YouTube. But that's not just the whole logistics of why I do it, but that's one of the reasons why I do it. But we were met. There's resistance right here, right? There's a neckline after the drop, and on top of that, it's just the safest way to go ahead and take profit because it was getting late in the day. Now, I could have still held this trade, right? But I chose not to because 10K is a good enough profit for me. Now, the last thing that I want to speak about when it comes to this trade is, though we hit it at 4,200, my next theory is gold will probably we'll say probably come down a little bit, mess around a little bit, and then head back up to these highs. I think gold will test these highs again. When do I know? I do not know. But all I do know is I'm looking for the next, buy. So this is how I made 10K in a day, and you can make 10K too. If I was you, I'll go ahead and get a 100K account to a 200K account or even a 50K account. And just know all you have to do is lower your lot size, have a bigger stop loss, and aim for higher risk to rewards or your desired risk to reward. Hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.